Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, we're doing a supporter stream today. If any supporters show up, I expected a very low turnout because of the whole Valentine's Day thing today. As we have to get out there and engage in the crazy consumerism with the rest of the world. I went to the store today. I went to like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different stores. I go out once or twice a week and I go out and do a little rounds jumping back and forth between the different stores. And what I ended up doing is seeing so many people. And it's like the guys just like there. I was over the lunch break, like buying dozens of roses. And it's like so much money being spent on this kind of stuff. Kind of crazy at the same time. Hey, Jesse, how's it going there? I can't hear you yet. I'm not sure if you're talking though. So, and you look very confused. Check, check. Let me turn on audio in case you jump on there. And let me also switch on over this way. Hey, Vince is on too. I lost my way. There we are. Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, Vince, how's it going? Yeah, Vince? Maybe nobody can hear me. Let me check my audio. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me... Okay. How's that? Can you hear me now? Yeah? No? Apparently I'm having technical difficulties on the streaming and not on the, like, you guys on YouTube can hear me, but I don't think the guys on here can hear me. Can you hear me, Vince? Yes? No? No? I don't know. Working on it. All right, I'll work on it. Yeah, this is an interesting stream. All right, let's see if I can get this figured out here. Microphone. Let's try this microphone. Yeah, can you hear me now? No, I don't see me now. This might break other stuff. Yeah, no? Interesting. I've never had issues getting all this kind of stuff set up. But you know what? Google has been really doing some weird things lately. That one shouldn't be... That one will mess things up. Okay, yeah, no.
Check 1 2, check 1 2.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. I think you guys on YouTube can hear me. So somebody on YouTube double check.
Check 1 2.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
All right. I do not hear you through Hangouts.
Not through Hangouts. All right. Let me go applications. Let me go Chromium. Let me go here. Input.
I can hear you through YouTube, but not the Hangouts.
That's what I'm kind of showing as well. And I don't know why I've never had issues with Hangouts.
Okay, yeah, Vince, I can hear you through.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm not sure exactly what I can do about it. Okay, let me check. Okay. Our entire audio is now completely messed up. I'm gonna have to. We might actually have to pause out the stream and get this figured out. So interesting. Because now my entire desktop audio is completely screwed up on. Vince, go ahead and say something. One of you guys say something. Okay. I will be right back on the Hangouts end. Let's go ahead and go back to Kitty on vacation. Copy you. Okay, can you... Okay, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and readjust to this. Readjust to this. What the heck? Like, now Hangouts does not want to capture my microphone or my camera. Okay, but my camera is not being picked up. Oh, lordy. Camera is not... Yeah, I can. Let me try. I don't know. I just don't get what's going on with Hangouts right now. All right. Okay, you guys probably can't see me, but can I? You guys can hear me now, though, right? Okay. Should we work on this or just not worry about it? The kitty is on vacation. Yeah. We are live on YouTube. So now, though, the other error that I'm dealing with right now is, give me a second. I'm going to need to change my browser view over to this one. All right. So now there's that. Now though, in trying to get the audio working, I completely messed up the audio on the YouTube output. So I have to fix that. Okay. I know, it sounds like I'm using Windows, but I'm not. Okay, how's that? Somebody say something.
Chat says that you can't hear anybody else.
Okay. Okay, can you hear Tom? Nobody else. Okay, yes. That was something that I turned on so that we can get things adjusted. All right, So we should be all good now, except you guys can't see me, and my apologies for that. This is what happens when you use Windows. I mean, I'm telling you. I've never had issues, but I'll tell you something. Google is doing weird stuff right now. I had all sorts of issues, such as I actually got an ad on my preview. That's never supposed to happen. The YouTube statistics are totally weird, totally messed up. Everything is totally screwed up on YouTube then right now, which is very bizarro, but it's interesting. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try plugging in my tertiary camera and swap my video over to that camera line. No, nothing's like... Hangouts on this end is not... Let's see, am I know I'm... Okay, temporarily allowed. Camera, settings. Huh. That's interesting, because I was pretty sure I had everything set. I can try and reset. I'm going to try and refresh the Hangouts call over here. Microphone, allow, join. Yeah, for whatever reason, it does not want to pull any video feed at all. Well, Hangouts is just being weird. My apologies, gentlemen. I won't be able to, you guys won't be able to see me, but at least you can, everyone else can see you, just you can't see me. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. So, how's everybody doing?
Good. Yeah, not bad.
I'm getting a lot of feedback now. Who's not? That must be Jesse. All right. All right. Let's see. So we have a bring your own topic today because I've been so busy on getting the book release going, and that's just kind of been consuming so much time that I'm actually about on track. So we are going to be doing tonight at 9 Eastern. We are going to be doing the information on the book release. So it will be officially like a book release party. And so the link for that is there. That'll be 9 o'clock tonight. Let's see. So, Jeff Hope, how's it going there? Kato Lookie's had one of those, too many of those drinks. Yep. Thomas Holt, good readings there. Are non-monetary supporters allowed in chat side? Not today. Hey, look, the kitty is back from vacation, apparently. Look at that. The kitty's back from vacation. All right. So, Ben, what's going on in your world?
Well, I've been working on my sort of early teenage PC. It's an HP Pavilion Pentium 3 450 megahertz, you know, that era. I decided I wanted to go back and play a few of the old games on the old machine. So I've got I put a new hard drive in it, picked up off of eBay one of the old IDE drives. I want to go back and I want to play Quake 1 and Quake 2 and Fallout 1. So I've got that running. It's not Linux related in any way. It's running Windows 98 right now, what it came when we bought it, but you know, should be a good time.
Nice. I wish you would have asked me. I think I have several of those IDE hard drives laying around. Fortunately, I have an IDE external jet port there. Jesse, what are you working on these days?
I have a new business venture I'm about to get into that I put a fairly large stack of cash on to partner up with a guy. So that's,
nice. Is that something you can talk about or not?
It's not something that's really relevant to us, but it's in real estate brokerage markets anyway. So
cool. Very good.
Pretty neat little business. And then, of course, still my regular messing around with Linux and web stuff and that on the side. So.
So James Biscus asks, why not use Nextcloud Talk? I have not completely tested it yet, and that's something I really want to do very, very soon. We could probably work better on Nextcloud Talk. I bet it would pick everything up right. So yeah, absolutely. So I probably need to test Nextcloud Talk very, very soon. Make sure it works. Saddle Ridge says echo, which I think is fixed now. Vince, what are you working on?
Well, so first things first. Check these out.
Oh, nice!
Yay.
Very nice.
It only took 3 weeks to arrive.
Took a while, huh?
Yeah, I do like. I prefer the actual paperback copies.
Sure.
Just because I have a problem because I like collecting books. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this morning I literally just got back from the computer store and jumped on the stream and I get myself one of these babies.
Oh, nice.
1 terabyte.
Sweet.
So I figured that the 1 terabyte is actually the best value per gigabyte at the moment. I probably didn't have to go that high, but what I was planning to do on that was throw it on my main desktop. And I think I'm finally almost ready to jump ship from Windows on my main desktop to Linux.
Very cool.
I'm just trying to figure out what I might want to do. Is I'm going to keep the SSD that's got Windows on it. Eventually get myself an IC dock, so I can just swap. But I'm trying to figure out whether I should rebuild the Linux that I have on this, that I like on this laptop, or clone it, because I know that you can just port it over to any machine that you wanted to, and put it in the SSD. So I'm just trying to figure out how much time I've got to do that.
Yeah, just don't do like a Gen 2 build because it kind of maps to your build.
Yeah.
Even something like Sabayan and Calculate, you can get running.
Loving Linux Mint, so I might stick with it. Either that or Peppermint. I like Peppermint too.
It's what? Say again?
Either Linux Mint or Peppermint.
Oh yeah, those will be fine. Those will easily swap.
You mentioned the IC docks. They're pretty slick. That's what's in my server here. I popped out the one 5 1/4 bay to throw in an IC dock for my 2.5 inch drives. Then, of course, I have the 6 hot swap bays for SAS or SATA 3.5 inch drives, But 8 terabyte minimum for my big drives, because otherwise I'll run out of space here quick.
Nice.
Especially with RAID arrays,
Absolutely, yeah. I run 2. I think I have 2 1 terabytes in my NAS. That's what I run in mine, and it works very nice actually.
Yeah, I run a pair of 4s.
Do you? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Picture back, echo back to, echo stopped. Yeah. We got the echo figured out. Kitty, don't kick the camera off the desk. Kitty's trying to kick the camera off the desk. Vince, did you get a copy of the new book in yet too?
I've got the digital, but I'm looking at getting the paperback as well. Also, I was shopping up for it, and the Amazon site in Australia. It's really. I'll show you it actually. I'll just screen share it if I can figure out how to do that again. I think it's in settings, isn't it? Yeah. No, it's not it. There it is. Screen share. Share. I don't know. It's probably just because it's the Australian site. Can you see that?
Yep.
So when I click on the paperback,
4.
Oh, well, that's because our currency is just crap.
It shouldn't be that high, though.
Oh, well, are you doing a sale, are you? But it says here that if you can see where it says it's actually ships from the book depository anyway in the UK.
Uh-huh.
But it's not. I don't think it's through Amazon US directly.
No, that's actually going through Ingram. Let me pull up. Let me see if I have the UK prices set. Let me see what I have on that. Tell you what it should be. Now, if you actually were to go directly to that book repository, you should be able to find it there.
Yeah, I did. But actually, Amazon's cheaper by about a couple of dollars. Yeah.
I wonder how much it cost me to send something there. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Australia dollar is crap. So
yeah.
It is listed. I actually have the retail in Australia is $22.42.
Yeah. When I was looking at your merchandise, I was looking at the coffee mug, and I think if I remember correctly, the shipping cost as much as the mug itself.
Ooh. I don't know exactly how the shipping goes internationally.
Yeah.
Trust me, shipping to Canada is not all that better than shipping to Australia, but everything in Australia is expensive to begin with, right? So
yeah, just because we're so far away from everyone.
Yeah, and it just takes forever to get there. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
If you figure out the shipping, let me know.
Yeah. I'll look into that. And see what it is, because I have like 25 copies here.
Yeah.
I generally don't ship anywhere outside the United States just because it just gets crazy expensive. But
and I've got a credit card that doesn't bill me any currency conversion fees, so I can pay in USD easy.
Okay. I can figure that out. I'll figure out the shipping stuff first, and then I'll walk on down and ask the post office how much to ship to Australia. What? Where's that? They're gonna say, where's that? Oh yeah. Someone has to archive the internet ready for the takedowns. Yeah. All right. So we wanted to kind of jump in here and kind of talk about random topics. Anybody have a random topic? I have one if I want to start, or if anyone has a topic you want to chat about for a while. Ben, any random topic you have for the day?
Why don't you start with yours and I'll come up with something good.
Sure. All right. So just several different things that I watched throughout the day, and one that I saw today that was just a fabulous TED Talk was how to be team human in the digital future. So this is a guy who's like he's a media theorist. So basically theorizes about things. I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently it is. So a media theorist, his task is to just kind of examine the future of things and, make predictions. And so all these high-level corporate execs get some on. He's going to come on and they're going to do a show. And they jump on and they're asking him, and they kind of start with, he says they kind of start with these very simple, binary questions, what's better, Ethereum or Bitcoin, and, all these little things. And he finally gets into this general topic and he starts going, all right, now where should we build our bunker when the whole world goes kapooies? Should we go to New Zealand or Alaska? And so with that, basically all of these most wealthy leaders in the tech industry have basically seen the writing on the wall and say, yes, the entire economy and world and everything as we know it is going to blow up. Where should we invest our money building our bunkers now for when that happens and our money becomes worthless? Where should we have the quickest path to get to? And it was a very fascinating talk. So definitely come check this out. I'll go ahead and post a link to it here in the chat. So you can go ahead and watch that. Definitely worth the watch. Now his final conclusion is, hey, once you start being nice to people, then they won't all want to slaughter you when your technology takes over the world. So that's kind of what I thought. You guys have any funny thoughts or comments about that interesting story?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to hear the story, so I can't help you out on that one. I've been popping in and out here trying to make my video work again.
Oh, yeah, I've given up trying to make my video work. And by the way, for anybody new, it's not having to do with Linux. This is the first time I've had issues. It might just be an issue. The computer might need rebooted. Every now and again, the USB hubs don't work. In fact, I bet if I go around to the back and I plug this camera, pull it out, and throw it into the other USB port, it'll probably work. That would, I mean, should I try it? I mean...
My issue here, I was actually trying to get, right before I came on the stream while you were having your half hour there before you launched, I was working on trying to get the virtual camera output plugin working for OBS so I could actually use my green screen behind me on Hangouts. So I was playing with that. I had a few crashes. I compiled some stuff, of course, created, shut down a bunch of virtual devices. So now I'm having trouble. So I bet you I need a reboot now too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just turned mine on, so I don't know. Vince, any ideas on that? Would you want to join Team Human or Team Cyborg?
Definitely Human. From what I know about New Zealand, I've never been there, but it's a really nice place to live.
Okay.
It's a very beautiful part of the world.
I'd worry about encountering orcs or something, you know? I mean, I've seen all those...
Isn't that out there?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. That's where Lord of the Rings is filmed.
You can
really worried about orcs.
But you can still go to Hobbiton. It's still set up.
Yeah, what's the population in New Zealand?
Not a lot. There are more sheep in New Zealand than people.
10, 15. I lived out west, you know, in the High Plains deserts, and you go about north of town, about 60 miles, you find the corner store that's the ice cream shop, the general store, the post office, all combined in one. There were two solid buildings in a town, that and the school. Everything else was like trailer parky type things. There was really only like one trailer park, like nothing there. And then you drive about another 100 miles in the middle of nowhere, heading east. You are literally, the nearest thing to you is in 500 miles in any given direction. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's maybe 200 miles in any given direction. And you bump into Atlantic City, population 7. And I said, is this really 7 people live here? Like, nah, well, full time, it's more like 2. You know, a husband and a wife. Then, of course, they got the little suburbs to that. There's another city down the street, which, you know, has a population of like maybe 30. You know, not even that. I mean, it's just like, you get into that. You get out in some of those small towns out west, you know, like Mud, Wyoming. You ever been to Mud, Wyoming? There's nothing in Mud, Wyoming but a gas station. But it's a town. You know? I don't know. Ben, any other comments? Team Human or Team Cyborg?
Probably Team Human, but the way you described it sounded a touch like the end of Doctor Strangelove. If anyone out there has seen that movie,
I've not.
It's sort of a comedy about nuclear war.
Huh. Interesting.
Peter Sellers and George C. Scott were in that movie, and Slim Pickens actually as well, okay. And a really young. I'm blanking. He played voiced Darth Vader.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
With that. Chat's gonna know it.
Yep. Somebody on there in the chat who voiced Darth Vader. We need to know. All right, anyone want to come up with a fun topic to chat about? Jesse.
Go
ahead.
Come across an article. It says it's from Engadget. It says Facebook reportedly negotiating a multi-billion-dollar fine with the FTC, and this is in regards to the whole Cambridge Analytica scandal.
Why do they get to negotiate?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Come down here and just go whack.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Why do they get to negotiate? I'll
this
put
was
the link
from Engadget,
I'll put the link in the
right?
chat.
Yeah, I'm going to try and find it.
It's right. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, copy link address. And let's see if I can do this. Go to site.
There's the same sort of article from TechCrunch as well. The TechCrunch one actually compares. The TechCrunch one compares other settlements. So the FTC fined Volkswagen $14.7 billion for the emission scandal, and in 2012 they fined Google $22.5 million over privacy infractions.
Oh, Google privacy infractions? What is that about? I mean, I've never heard of
22.5
Google
billion
doing
sounds like spare change to me.
You know, why do they get a chance to negotiate? I don't go to court and negotiate a fine if I'm found guilty of something. The court says you will pay this. You know, and they gotta issue fines that make these companies hurt. All right, let's see. Your global revenue this year was about $6 billion. I think that this fine, I think about $4 billion sounds about fair. Let's do that. $4 billion. And then they're like, yeah, that's just going to hurt too much. Good. Maybe it'll whip you into shape. Yeah.
I do like Zuck's face though.
Yeah, that is a good face. Look at that. What is this? Is it the robot on shutdown mode, or is this a
Zuck had a kernel panic?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Bob the Builder got it, by the way. James Earl Jones.
Ah, very good. James, that's right. Yeah, I should remember that.
See, I was going to say that too, but I thought for sure it was somebody else for some reason, right?
When he said that, I wanted to smack myself.
Yeah. Talk about a young actor. Ever see the original Little Shop of Horrors? Jack Nicholson's in it, like 19 years old.
Wow.
We're talking the original Little Shop of Horrors.
No, I was thinking Rick Moranis and Steve Martin.
Yeah, that one was like 30, 40 years later. No, this one, the original one, has Jack Nicholson as a 19-year-old in it.
I got to look this up now.
Oh yeah, he plays the patient who loves pain.
That was Bill Murray in the other one, I think.
I think it was. Oh no, wait, was it? I don't remember. I think I've only seen the Rick Moranis one once, but I actually do have the original. I haven't watched it for a while, but it is certainly worth watching. In fact, a little bit of fun carnivorous plant trivia. One of my early websites, I should put the website back up. I actually had a carnivorous plant education website at one point in time that actually is linked on Wikipedia. It's kind of neat. I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it. Somebody else linked my website to Wikipedia. And I was looking at fun, strange facts about carnivorous plants. And the original Little Shop of Horrors actually classifies Aubrey as a carnivorous plant. The remake with Rick Moranis, they do not. The reason is, in the Rick Moranis one, the plant actually comes from outer space. Yeah. Which is kind of lame. But in the original, it's a cross between a sundew and a Venus flytrap. So they did classify it as a real carnivorous plant in that one.
I would like Venus flytraps, but that I could never keep them alive.
Most people kill them by giving them tap water. Tap water kills them.
Oh, that's why.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I actually had a massive, in fact, for the size of my collection, like the size of my terrarium, I actually had almost double the light output as even professional terrarium systems did. I had this massive, I don't know if I could pull up some pictures. You guys want to see some pictures? If so, I'll try and pull them up and show them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, so I had this massive collection of carnivorous plants, and I basically put it into, I think I had a 72 or 75 gallon aquarium that was completely chock full of them, and we built an entire stand just for this thing. So I built all the wiring into it. I built in fans, trigger switches, all sorts of other stuff. Because you don't have to keep the environment perfect, but the better you keep it, the better you get your plants. And I had some of those beautiful, vibrant colors in some of these things. And what I ended up doing is I had, if you can imagine, over a 75-gallon tank, right, which is, I think, 4 foot by, I think it's 4 foot by 18, let's see, no, 18 wide, and I forget how high. It would be like 20 inches high, something like that. I actually had 8 4-foot lights going across the top of the thing. The entire top was just one giant bank of lights. I was able to find these micro-sized 4-foot tube ballasts that were basically able to fit 8 different light bulbs across the top, and then I did a whole variety of them. It was totally epic to see. Let's See, I'm just trying to keep up on the comments here too. All right. All right. Someone else jump in and start talking about something, and I'll look up pictures of Venus flytraps.
I've got an article I can throw in the chat there. JP Morgan's actually coming out with a cryptocurrency coin, and I have completely negative views about it, but I'll throw the link in the chat.
Go and throw the link. I'll throw the article up here so people can see it, and then
yeah, go ahead there, because I'm pretty clustered in my screen, so I'll skip the screen share. But the article's there. I put it in the YouTube chat. So basically, JP Morgan is going to be the first U.S. bank-backed cryptocurrency, air quotes, right, to transform payments business. And I wrote a little thing on my Facebook about this because basically I've been involved in cryptocurrency since 2012. I'm an OG in a sense, right? And a lot of it to me is to do with the fundamentals and just, you know, the ability to be able to take control of your money in some way, right? So I started looking at this. The biggest fundamental of cryptocurrency is that it's an immutable public ledger. It can't be changed, right? So if you send a transaction, it's not like a credit card where you can call your bank and reverse it, right? So what bank in the world have you ever seen that makes immutable transactions, right? They always want a way to be able to take your account and shut it down anytime they want, right? And they always want a way to be able to take money from you anytime they want and reverse payments. Or in the case of like if a government presents a court order, they'll freeze your account with no questions asked. How would they do that if they were actually coming out with a legitimate cryptocurrency? So I know for sure what they're doing here is like just kind of like the Ripple coin. It's a bank coin. It's just for settlements, and it has no bearing whatsoever on cryptocurrency other than riding the coattails of the marketing that OGs in the crypto space have set out for years. So that's something I'm looking at anyway, and there's probably enough stupid people out there to believe in this, and I see it all over my Facebook wall. Everybody's screaming Lambo right now, and I'm just kind of sitting over here laughing at them because I'm not touching this. Any thoughts on this, guys? I know I'm probably the only crypto guy in here, right?
Yeah, I don't feel a little better than, say, PayPal dollars sitting in a PayPal account.
It's actually completely unrelated to how PayPal works. PayPal is, again, it's not immutable. If you put money into PayPal, they can take it anytime they want. If you're holding cryptocurrency, and I don't mean holding cryptocurrency on an exchange or anything like that. If you're holding cryptocurrency, the only way somebody can take it from you is if you grant them access, whether that be I give you my password and my codes, or you hack my computer and physically take it. But it's not like PayPal where you can call PayPal and say, hey, this guy scammed me, give me my money back. Right, there's none of that. So that's an hour-long topic for a reserve video, though, for specifically how it works, and I would love to do that sometime.
I think that would be interesting if you ever do that.
Yeah, I've done things like that before with a much smaller audience, but definitely a topic because it's like if you've never really looked into it, never read into it, it just sounds like magic internet money. And to a degree, I guess it is, but it's not dollars at all. It doesn't operate using any kind of a fiat system or government-backed system. So it's definitely something it's given value by the people who use it through supply and demand.
So it's closer to like a commodity in that sense.
Yeah, it's like a commodity. It's priced in by the cost of what it takes to produce it, because there's costs involved, which takes work, has labor, has electricity costs, and then of course supply and demand, right? So, and in a complex nature, and being that I trade fully, like I trade full time, that's sort of it's a must know, or else you couldn't possibly understand the way these markets work. It's not like buying stocks. It's not like trading Forex. Like it is, but there's a couple of other underlying fundamentals to it as well. So.
I'm just verifying my pictures here. I found a bunch.
We have, somebody in the chat says, PayPal do sometimes delay transfers of your money to your own bank account So they have more control over your money than you do. I've had PayPal hold my money hostage for 6 months once, and that was not fun.
Yeah, and now they're doing things where they're trying to get everybody to verify your accounts, and it's like, send us your driver's license. No.
Yeah.
Send my driver's license to PayPal.
But you're dealing with, like, if you're going to choose to use PayPal, again, it's a choice. They're backed with financial institutions that have regulations, and they have to follow them.
And here's the thing, is that when they are themselves backed by a government regulatory body, then I will do that. But they are not. As of right now, they are a corporation. And they don't have the same regulations as a bank has. And because they don't have the same regulations as a bank, I'm not really interested in giving them that, that level of information, that level of control.
I completely agree, and that's why I use cryptocurrency instead, right? But where you're grabbed in the same kind of way in cryptocurrency, and there are regulations for PayPal as well, not under the Bank Act or whatever the American one is, but they are still acting as a financial institution, as a payment processor, and that's regulated. No different than MasterCard, right? They're the intermediary. They're not the bank that's doing it, right? Because MasterCard is the platform, and banks back them using their technology, and PayPal sort of the same thing like that. Where they get you in cryptocurrency is at the exchange when you want to convert between fiat and crypto. Those are regulated. Those need to follow the SEC regulations, or else they get shut down, and we've seen it many times.
Okay. All right. I got some photos here of the plant, so I'll go ahead and jump over there.
Perfect.
So you guys will need to watch the YouTube screen on this one. So just kind of walking through. Now let me get some control. So these are so a lot of these are sundews. There's just thousands of varieties of sundews from all over the place. This one, I believe, is one of the only ones that will grow natively in Americas. These guys are from Malaysia, I think. Pardon the blurry pictures. I was actually able to borrow, a good friend of mine had a nice macro image. Here is actually a baby Venus flytrap with a dime for comparison size. So you can see how epic that looks. And then here is, this is kind of the early days of the collection where we had a lot of different plants growing in there. Everything from pitchers, American pitchers, tropical pitchers. I'm just jumping back to that. And then Venus flytraps, sundews, and then get past the blurry ones. This one's a purple pitcher, which is an American pitcher plant. This is a, I forget exactly which one, but it's a tropical one. There's a Venus flytrap that had a snack already. So this was that pitcher plant when I first got it. It was very young. Thing ended up flowering and being massive and brightly purple color. I have a picture of it here somewhere. So here's actually how we were getting the creation of it going. So I basically bought these guys here, and if you had I had to build all of the ballasts. So I built all that kind of stuff. I built the plugs, wired a bunch of things together, and then this was actually the original container that we had, and use this grating there to get yourself a mat of water. Of course, you need purified water, so this is all purified water that I didn't have a water purifier at the time, so I ended up just picking up all these from the lab. Since I worked in a lab, we had purifiers. We did that. This was a reflective grate that you put around all the sides like this, so that the light stays reflective in there the most. And then I put some glass panels with just a little bit of airflow at the top, so you can kind of see how many lights I have up there. That's only half of the lights that I had. And then eventually what we did, so this was only 3. I looked at it and said, man, I bet I can fit a 4th. So I bought a 4th panel. So we had 4 panels up there. So this is kind of what it looked like. Now, for fun growing tips, you don't need to buy grow lights. If you get a combination of warm white and cool white, then you will actually get all of the spectrums that you need. Cool white follows the low spectrum range, or I think it's the high spectrum range. Warm white follows the low spectrum range. There's the mess that we created. All right, so that's that round. Let's see. Okay, so here's actually when we had most of the thing built. We had ended up putting doors on it eventually, but this thing's like 8 feet tall. We put this thing on there. Now, mind you, this thing, the width of this tank is 4 feet long. So we put it on, I think, 6 or 8 industrial rollers so that it had enough ability to handle the weight. And then, of course, I did some wiring in the top. So I had toggle switches for the lights independently and for the fan system. I had 2 different fans to run the fan system in there. There's a goofy guy in the background there taking pictures. But that's a butterwort with the flower up front. That's a butterwort plant. It'll eat small gnats mostly. And then, let's see. Oh, there's the pitcher plants after it flowered. I ended up setting them right outside that window there, and there was a bee's nest up above. I had 3 pitcher plants out there, and the 3 pitcher plants single-handedly killed the entire bee's nest in about a week. Just like I was watching bees go from the nest into the pitcher, and then they just couldn't get out. Those plants got so huge. Here's the purple pitcher.
Well, they kill wasps too. I could use some.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Like the pitcher plants. Those pitcher plants is what killed out the whole thing. There's my cool Lego set in the background. You can see the Lego set back there. So that's those ones.
Do you need to feed them, or can they still absorb through the roots?
Generally, they don't really need to be fed. It's good if you can, so that they get enough nutrients. So like if you feed them enough, then they'll get really good coloration, like these ones here. Like this purple one here is a really good coloration. This happens after they get enough light. You can tell your carnivorous plants are getting enough light if they're getting vibrant colors like this. So you can see inside the Venus flytraps how they're pink inside. That means they're getting enough nutrients and enough light. Let's see what else I got. Oh yeah, I think these ones were taken with a professional photography camera back in the day. Some of them are better zoomed in than others. Oh, this one these are very hard to grow. They really only grow in high mountainous regions in like California area. This is called a cobra lily. Very hard to keep alive. I managed to keep it alive for about 3 to 6 months. Then these are tropical pitchers. This particular one I think is from Malaysia. The sundew's starting to flower. Happy plants. There's the Venus flytraps. I think that's a flower from the butterwort. Yep, there's the butterwort. So this guy here, they'll really only eat gnats, small gnats. And this is kind of the thing filling out. So this is how many plants I had in there. Oh, this was an entire sundew garden. Everything in here is just various types of sundews. So this one's built in a 10-gallon aquarium. And there's butterworts. Venus flytraps, getting some hunger out. And there's the purple pitchers. And, all right. Let's see. Which one's this one? Oh yeah, there's some good coloration on these. You can see the pink back there and the flytraps. Yeah, just never give them tap water. That will kill them. And you keep them in the soil mixture that I used mostly sphagnum moss. That's really the thing that worked out the most. So this is the cobra lily. The best way to keep them alive, give them at least 1 ice cube a day, maybe 2. Because they're used to cool water always running over their roots. So you give them an ice cube. Somewhere in here, one of these pictures, it must be, maybe it's the last folder we have. I actually have a picture of the Venus flytraps eating the bees. Oh, these are only from Australia. I'm forgetting the name of the the exact name of this one. It's an Australian pitcher plant, is what you call them. They kind of look like the guys from Critters, don't they? That's the cobra lilies. Maybe I don't see the pitcher plants eating the bees. I thought I had them in here somewhere. Oh, maybe it's these ones. Better photography, better photography.
So have you got all these still?
No. This was the collection mostly died out about a decade ago when I was a professor, and I just I ended up giving a lot of them away. You can see there you go. There's the wasp in the bottom of that one. Num num num. So yeah, those were a long time back. Old hobbies. It'd be neat to get back into them again. I don't want to do as elaborate as a terrarium as I had in the past, I don't think, but man, it was pretty sweet. Those fun things I used to do a long time ago.
When everybody had more time.
Oh yeah.
Kenny in the chat said you had a grow house. You didn't ever get the FBI knocking? Oh, we've noticed your power usage has gone up significantly.
Yeah. I actually had somebody that I knew was into growing stuff, and he's like, he knew I was into growing things, so he comes over, he's like, dude, have any tips? Yeah, don't get caught.
It's no wonder I always killed them. I gave them potting soil and tap water.
Yep, that combination will kill them, actually.
Yeah, what is it about tap water?
The reason they're carnivorous is they get their nutrients from that. Their roots are too sensitive. They can't be in a nutrient-rich environment. And so anything over 60 parts per million of anything will just kill the roots. And so you give them distilled or purified water of some form, like I use 5-stage RO. And so that way you don't do that. And then, of course, you keep them in really nutrient-poor soil. So sphagnum moss. I used a combination of sphagnum moss. What's that crap? Starts with a V.
Vermiculite?
That's it. Yep, vermiculite. Sphagnum moss, vermiculite, and maybe a little bit of rocks just to get it there. And then you actually water them from underneath because the sphagnum acts kind of as a sponge. And so you keep them in about an inch deep of water, and the sphagnum moss will water from the top. So you never have to go in and water the top of them. So that's kind of how you do that. Isn't
vermiculite asbestos based though, and that's why some people use peatlight instead?
I don't know what the base of it is. It wouldn't surprise me, but
I'm pretty sure because I remember like I used to do a little bit with plants. Took greenhouse and that in high school, and greenhouse was fine. I like that environment. House plants, man, I'll kill anything. But but that was something I think I remember from my course that a lot of time they preferred using peatlight, and especially in the schools because of asbestos, right?
Yeah. Hey Benjamin, how's it going there? Baby flattrap, kind of cute. Yeah. Yeah, I used to have some interesting hobbies. Now I just get on the computer and play ginky things and write books. I don't know. Yes, I was a geeky scientist. Hey, the geekiest thing I've ever done is I built myself a spectrophotometer so that I can measure the light sources. I still have it around here somewhere. built me a
sounds like a fun project.
Oh yeah, well I built it out of you can get diffraction grating, so you get a protraction grating and you build it out of a shoebox.
Oh yeah.
You just calibrate it off of a hydrogen lamp, you can always find a hydrogen lamp somewhere around town. You can tell they're the pale yellow ones.
So that'd be like the inside of a pinhole camera and a prism, right?
Yeah, effectively. That's what you do. So you take the shoebox and then you cut just a little hole on the side, like a little inch or so hole, and then you put the diffraction grating in there. And then on the other side, if you want to calibrate it, on the other side you cut out another hole and then you actually line it with graph paper. And then you can put the spectrums there. Of course, the visible range is in the nanometer range of the wavelength. And so and then on the opposite end, you either just cut a really thin thing, or if you really want it to be super good, you actually cut the thing and then you put 2 razor blades to get this fine grading. You have to be careful because you're holding it by your eye, you know? So you put the razor blades kind of inside for the safety measure. And then you just shine the light out, and then the diffraction grating is going to take the light ray and just shoot it out into the entire spectrum. And then you just have to look at a known light source. So like a typical street lamp, it's either going to be a hydrogen lamp, in which case you're going to get the double sodium lamps there, or it's going to be a hydrogen based, which case you're going to have the very known hydrogen spectrum. And you can use those to calibrate the graph paper, and then you can actually measure the wavelengths you're doing. I never really needed that. I just need to look for, do I have the 2 red dots, do I have the 2 purple dots, and do I have a green dot in the middle? As long as you have that, you're good with your growing spectrum. So that's fun.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
That was a good rabbit hole.
Hey, no problem. How's it going there, Benjamin? What's going on in your world?
Started a Gen 2 installation this morning. So
I'm sorry. Do you need some sympathy, some comforting, or do you need some sense talked into you?
Or is there a vaccine for that now?
Just pray for me, guys.
No, but there's only a vaccine against Manjaro. Yeah. I got up to the point just before I was about to compile the kernel, and I saw everyone started to go online. I was like, you know what? Put my Arch systems back in, and now back. Yep. All right. So, what inspired you to want to install Gen 2? What is going on in your head?
Honestly, Surge.
Oh, but come on! If you're following Surge, he says to use Calculate. It's easier to install. You know.
Every chat I go on, he always asks me, when are you going to start your Gen 2 journey? Because I said that I installed it once. I did have it up and running with a KDE desktop at one point.
All right.
But on my older machines, it took forever to compile software. So I gave up on it, went back to Arch. And now I got this new ThinkPad with like higher specs. I decided ever since I said that I had it up and running, he's been wanting me to give it another shot. So yeah, I am recording as much of the installation process as I can. I mean, you're seeing it the way I experience it too. So I mean, it's not an instruction manual. It's just me bumbling around.
Sure.
So is Gen 2 not available in binaries, or are you compiling for some particular reason?
I think certain. I mean, I don't know. Surge says Portage can handle binaries, but so far the whole instruction manual took me through compiling everything.
So part of it is probably the experience and journey too, right?
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
It's a learning process. It definitely is.
That's definitely the case to build and compile. Like if you want to run it, you don't want to have to worry about doing all that. You know, Calculate and Sabayan are good. They'll get you a good Gen 2 build as well. And, you know, frankly, they're not a lot different from it. It just saves you a lot of time. And for me, I'm not as interested in, you know, can I compile my kernel from scratch as much as I'm interested in, can I get my work done on Linux? And that's, for me, what the important part is. And I'm finding Arch to be very, very good, very useful and stable, honestly.
Yeah, I find that if you like, for me, I like the idea of building up my system from the command line. I do like the idea of that. And I like having like that kind of control over the system. But I also like having a life, and I think that Arch finds that balance. Because it's all binaries. You just hit a few commands, boom, it's installed, and then off you go.
Yep, absolutely.
I might cave in one of these days and actually officially install it on one of these machines in here just to play with. But
it's when you got the time, you know. It's when you got the time.
Yeah, I'm starting some new ventures, so I may not have the time. We'll see.
Yeah. I really actually want to give Manjaro a try at some point in time, because Benjamin, as you know, I really love i3, and I kind of feel that i3 is more built for the Arch-based. I installed it over Linux Mint, and it's great still. But I want to give Arch a go. But I don't feel like I'm ready yet. We'll see.
Did we hit a time warp by chance? Speaking of YouTube doing weird things, it says I've been streaming for 48 minutes. I have clearly been streaming for 58 minutes.
It says 56 on my side.
It says 48 on my side.
That's just a database synchronization problem, I bet.
Okay.
Great. That's all we need, a database synchronization problem on YouTube.
Well, it's the way they work, right? So everybody's connected to a different server. So when somebody views it, that's logged on one database. If somebody views it and it's connected to another server, it's logged on another database, and then they kind of conglomerate that information together later. So just a matter of when yours particularly updates, I guess.
Yeah. Usually this is pretty accurate. But for whatever reason, right now, I don't know. Maybe we had a snafu hiccup or something, and it stopped streaming for a little bit. I don't know, but I don't know. YouTube's getting weird. Snap, do you have any tips for setting up a redirect to pages? If you have access to like HT accesses and things, you can do it there. If you have access to just the servers, you do a PHP header redirect is probably the best way. Jesse, any fun tips you would have for doing page redirects? Under any
page redirects?
Yeah.
I like HT access redirects. It depends on exactly what you're trying to do, though. If you're just trying to redirect a domain, then I would do it at DNS. If you're trying to redirect a subfolder, then I like to do that with HT access. And then other than that, if it's specific or inline or in code, then PHP is the way to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anna Rita and Saddle Ridge both say they've been streaming for 56 minutes, and YouTube's still telling me I've been streaming for 50 minutes. So apparently I am a time traveler. Just letting you guys know. So, you know. Manjaro has a package system out there, somebody says. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Well,
go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I read something that Manjaro is actually trying to turn Pamac itself into a package manager. Like, I was fooling around with it today in the terminal, and apparently you could run Pamac in the command line, and it seems like it's wrapping itself around Pacman now, but I don't know. It's weird what they're doing.
I mean,
what I read in the forum.
Pamac uses an Arch user repository helper, so it wouldn't surprise me if you can call it with that. I mean, I don't know all the odds and ends, but yeah. Anything to do with kitty vacations? Maybe for the time difference? No. That's just on my end to make sure that you guys can't see all the goofing around we're doing on the back end.
It wasn't the cat's daiquiri.
No, but who knows? Maybe it's something else, because like I said, this system's behaving weird today. I don't know. Are I on the 20 and back program? 20 and back? I don't know. What's 20 and back program? I don't know what 20 and back is. I don't have a 20 on my back.
Somebody during your pre-roll there was asking about like game performance and app performance in Wine and that, eh? I seen like you'd commented there. Something I love to do, and you'd mentioned use Wine HQ, and that's what I do when I'm looking for something that won't run. Is I check Wine HQ for exactly what setups are known to work, and then I go and duplicate that. But I use Lutris as my front end because it's so easy to like pick your version of Wine, and then pick all your plugins and add-ons, or if you need DXVK in order to convert to Vulkan, it's just a point, click, click, click. If that one don't work, just click the next one. In 5 minutes, it runs. It's beautiful. Lutris is amazing.
Yeah.
Another one to try too is Play on Linux. That's sort of the older manager.
I have lots of experience with POL, and I will never use it again.
I mean, it's a mixed bag, but I've had better luck with it than more luck. So
I've had better luck with POL than I have using building my own Wine setups.
That's not a high bar.
Yeah, exactly. But I had a lot of trouble trying to get DXVK installed, so that POL would pick it up and be able to pick it up across different Wine versions. So I wasn't able to figure that out, and that's why I ended up on Lutris. And it's like click, 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 go.
I was such a geek. I just built out Wine from scratch on my one system. I don't know about playing Linux.
The problem is I have stuff that's temperamental and will only run on a certain version of Wine, and unfortunately, not everything I have will run on the same version. So I got to build up a bunch of them. Like,
yeah, I might have to
Tom,
wipe
doing
Wine
that is
off
great
and
if you need
rebuild
to
it.
run one application.
Yeah, I know one of the challenges that I have is the last update I tried on Warcraft 3 fails. Since they've been messing around with it all, I have not been able to get that. So I'm thinking I might wipe that and just rebuild it in either Vulkan or play on Linux or something.
Now, I seen Wine 4.0. I seen the memo on that. They added Vulkan support to that and support for DirectX 12.
Yeah.
And I haven't tried that yet.
A lot of the issues. Interesting.
I haven't tried that yet, but I need to get myself a copy of it and check it out.
Yeah, that'd be cool to do. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and wrap up the live portion. Then I'll kind of hang out with you guys for a little bit, and then I have another stream to do. We're actually doing the official book release for my new book, I Am Not Amused. We're doing the official book release for that
nice
tonight. And so if you guys want to jump on over 9 o'clock on the Christian stream, it will be over there. I just dropped the link down there. So I think I'm going to set up some coupon codes and show you guys. The supporters have probably seen the promo video. Did you guys see Vince and Ben? Did you guys see the latest version?
No, not the latest.
When did you send that?
Really? No. I sent it out last night, but I didn't get any replies on it. So let me check my sent.
You got one of my replies, didn't you?
I got the one reply, and then I did a lot of fixes to it. So, looks like it was 2:30 in the morning. I sent out an updated version of it. But I didn't get any responses from anybody, so I was wondering...
No, I haven't checked my email. I haven't checked my email for 24 hours.
That's okay, Tom. I don't get anything from you unless I specifically ask for it.
Yeah, so. I added you. I added you to the supporters list, so you will get that now. So, yeah, so my supporters list right now is Vince, Brian, Ben, Dan, and Quint. Benjamin, you're not on there either. If you want on there, let me know. I will make sure you get on that.
Yeah, sure.
Shoot me an email so I have your email address. I'm not sure I have it. Yeah, you can just send it on the contact form.
Do you have a fair supporter rate there, Tom? Or do you have a fair supporter rate? Like, are people plugging in pretty good to you?
Like as far as numbers or as far as...
Yeah, just as far as like general percentage or whatever. I don't need to know how much money you make. I don't care.
I mean,
does it seem fair? Like you're...
Yeah, I got a couple dozen, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I'd have to look at it because that's split between a couple different sites because some people don't want to use Patreon anymore, and I completely get it. But I've number of people, hey, they just keep using Patreon, so I'm going to keep it there until the last person leaves. So.
And then it's also very, very targeted material too, right? So it's not like you're expecting 1,000 people to sign up tomorrow. I was just curious because the whole reason that I subbed and donated was because I enjoy the content. Yeah. Right. And I'm in a position to be able to do it. So I'm like, hey, you're putting it out and you're putting it out for free.
Absolutely.
So here.
Yeah. And I always appreciate that. But what I've been working on before I end the live portion, what I've been working on is a promo video for the new book release, which is like I sent out the first one and then I got some feedback. It was okay. There were some things I didn't like about it, but then when I went back, it's like I already knew what music I was doing, so I retimed all the transitions to the actual music. So note for future reference, when you're doing a book promo video, select your music first. Then I can build my transitions around the music and get everything working from there. And that ended up just being, it blew the old one out of the water completely. So, I'll show that on the next channel there. So we're going to go ahead and end the live portion. You guys want to say any final words before we head out? Ben, start with you, final words.
That was quite the terrarium of carnivorous plants. I enjoyed that. That was a good rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah, yeah. And then the rabbit got eaten by a Venus flytrap. All right, Benjamin.
Some of them were almost that big.
Oh, yeah. Benjamin, final thoughts?
Sorry I made it so late. Don't try Gen 2 at home, kids.
Just say no to Gen 2. All right, Jesse, final thoughts.
Well, if you're gonna do what I do, don't do it as I do. Do it as I say, not as I do. Because I've made every mistake in the book. And other than that, get your Manjaro vaccines.
There you go, Manjaro vaccines. All right, and Vincent, you want to move to Manjaro, so do you have your Manjaro vaccines?
Not yet, not yet. I might give it a few more months. We'll see.
Nah, he's gonna go for the natural immunity.
More testing required.
The anti-vaxxer.
Everyone here, keep up the support for Tom, guys. Smash the like button.
All right. Yes, thank you
That's a
guys
good idea.
for hanging out, and we will catch you on the next stream in about an hour or so. I'm going to end this out so we can hang out with the guys off screen here for a bit. So thanks for coming along, and we will catch you guys later.